Alright, let's get to the important part. Claude has opened for us. Here is the chat. This is where we can ask it about anything we want. And here is where we can attach any document we have, for example, any file, and so on. Also, the skills we're going to talk about are a lot, not just a few. This is the main screen that you see. Here we have the sidebar, which we can open and close to see what's here. We have new chat to start a new conversation with it. Here, if I want to search for things or look for something specific in old conversations, something I had asked it about and want to remember again. Here as well, these are the chats we had opened with it. The projects are the ones we have created. Of course, the benefit of projects, for example, we mentioned that Claude consumes a lot of tokens. So instead of uploading the same file to it every time, we go to the projects, create a single project, and upload the file once. So that way Claude reads it only once. Not every time we open a conversation do we have to upload the file again, which would keep consuming tokens and using up our balance each time. Here is just once. Artifacts are where we want to build and create applications. As we mentioned, the code and co-work features aren't available here because this is the free version. And here we have customize, where we tailor Claude for our work. We build the skills we want in Claude, the skills and abilities we want to give it. Alright. Here at first, of course, we'll go into these in detail in the course, but for now, as a start, we want to click on our name here and go into settings to see what our settings are.
Before we go into the settings on status.claude.com, this shows us the current status of Claude, if there are any errors, if it's down, or if there are certain models that aren't working. So if this matters to you, if for example you're working on Claude and you feel like something's wrong, you can go to status.claude.com and see if there's currently an issue they're dealing with. For example, when we look here we had a partial outage. It was down. What was down? For 2.5 hours. Of course, why do these problems happen? Well, Claude is under tremendous pressure. The number of people working on it, relying on it, and running all these workflows is extremely large. So that's why it's completely normal, due to the pressure on Claude, for it to go down sometimes or for them to have errors. So here, if you look, for example, here there was an outage for 2.5 hours. What happened? Connection failure for organization restricting GitHub access by IP address. You can see the errors that are there. Here, for example, we had some issues. We had a problem with Claude Opus 4.7, and we also had an issue with Sonnet 4.6. But for example, the other models were working. All right. So this is really useful if you honestly, if most of your work is on Claude and you have tasks scheduled, you can subscribe to updates in case they experience any outage, any issue, and so on. You come here and see what the problem is and on which models. As you can see here, it's not just Claude AI. You also have the issues that happen on Claude Code, Claude Co-work. You can also see if there's something down, if something is working, and so on. And from here, you can check the status of Claude. All right, let's go back to the settings. Let's go to preferences. For preferences, the appearance can either be set to by system, meaning it takes it from your Mac or Windows system, or you can set it here to light, for example. Personally, I find dark mode more comfortable for the eyes, so I'll use dark mode. All right. As for the font being used, you can choose from these 4 fonts, either system fonts or the options available here, so that Claude's font matches the one you want. Voice. Voice refers to the sound that speaks to you in Claude. Now, there's a button we'll get to later, which is when you start talking to it using voice, so you can choose the voice you want it to reply to you with. You come here, just move the mouse over it, click on it, and you'll hear Claude's voice. So you choose the voice you want it to speak to you with, the one you want to hear. We entered the settings. The first thing we have is your profile. As you can see here, the avatar. You can just click on the avatar here. To change the avatar, which is the small picture that appears down here in the corner, we have the full name, whatever name you want to put here. For example, even if your name is, let's say, Amin, but you want Claude to call you Ahmad, it's fine. You just come here and write Ahmad, and then Claude will start calling you Ahmad. Or when he talks to you, when there's a conversation between you and him, he'll call you by another name or give you a nickname. All right, what best describes your work? Here, this is from when we were setting up the account for the first time. We mentioned that you can change it. Here, for example, let's say you had selected student, or for example, you had chosen, let's say, HR, but now you want to change it here from founder to operations or to data science. Why did we mention this, of course? So that it gives you the best answers or answers that are specific to your field, so they're closer to the field you're working in. And here we come to the instructions for Claude. This is essential and very important to know what you should put here. Why? Because the instructions you put here for Claude on the general screen are the instructions it will follow in all its conversations, as you can see here, across chats, in all its conversations with you, and at the same time in co-work. So let's suppose I told it to always reply to me briefly in a short manner. So here, always, whenever you have conversations with it inside chats or co-work, it will reply to you briefly. Here, for example, you have as an example from the suggestions that appear that I am a programmer, but let's say I'm not a beginner programmer. So in order for it to give you the solutions it provides, it doesn't treat you as if you're a beginner programmer. No, it gives you, for example, advanced solutions. When it tries to solve the problem for you, it starts to troubleshoot with you. It assumes that you are an expert and have experience, so it gives you advanced solutions. And you can apply this to other cases. Any instructions you want to give it, like asking it to answer briefly so it doesn't consume tokens. Give me deep answers. For example, reply to me. Don't reply to me in an AI way. Reply to me as if I'm talking to a real human. All these things, you can put them here so that it responds to you in the chat or in co-work according to the instructions you've set here. Let's move on to notifications here. Notifications. Here it tells us, let's suppose you assigned a task to Claude, okay? And he took some time before preparing the report or writing the email or the Excel sheet you asked him to work on. So here you enable this option. In case you want to give him the command to work on this Excel sheet and give you the report, and then you got up from your device or left or closed Claude's screen. So here, once you enable this notification, you'll get an alert as soon as he finishes the task. As soon as he finishes, you'll receive a notification that says, I've completed this task, okay? And we have the dispatch messages. This is the feature we talked about and will talk about. When do you enable these dispatch messages? When you want to connect your phone to Claude that's on your PC or on your computer. So let's say the device, because for example, your device has your work on it, it has the files, it has the Excel sheets, and so on. So you, let's say for example, you left, but your laptop is still at work, or vice versa. For example, you're at work and you send it a message by opening the Claude application on your phone. You send it a message through the dispatch window telling it, there are these files in the folder that I uploaded for you yesterday. I want you to access them and, for example, use them to prepare a report for my meeting that's coming up in 2 hours. So here, what happens when you enable this option is it goes and does the work on your device. And then what does it do? Get a push notification on your phone when Claude messages you in dispatch. That is, once it's done, it replies to you. For example, you get a notification on your phone that, for example, I've finished the work. These are the conversations that happen between you and Claude, which is the Claude on the phone and Claude that's installed on your device. Let's move on to the account. Here in the account section, you can see all the where you are logged into Claude from. For example, here, as you can see, I'm logged in from Safari and from Chrome. I can come here and log out, which will end all these sessions that I have open on all my devices. And from here, I can also delete my Claude account. Privacy, our privacy settings. All right, the first thing we see in preferences is the location metadata. You can keep this enabled or you can turn it off. This is so Claude knows your location, what country and what city you're in. What's the benefit if you keep it enabled? Let's say, for example, I'm currently living in Qatar. So, for example, I want to ask it, what are the rates or what do people say about the restaurant tea time? Or, for example, is it good or not? What are people saying about it? All right. Now, if I don't have location enabled, it's going to search globally for any restaurant called Tea Time in the United States, in Saudi Arabia, in Jordan, or in Qatar, and so on. But when I have location enabled and it knows that I'm in Doha, Qatar, then it will know that I'm talking about the tea time that's in Qatar. So it will give me an answer that's relevant to the question I asked about this restaurant. And we have Help Improve Claude, which I always prefer to keep turned off. You can choose to enable this specific setting. If you want Claude to use the various conversations, tasks, and the creative work you're doing together to help educate and refine Claude's capabilities, effectively allowing your data to train, enhance, and further improve Anthropic AI models over time. So it can learn from your conversations to improve the AI models. All right, we have your data, export data. This is your data, the conversations and so on that you're working on with Claude, the co-work and so on. When you click on export data, it shows you which data you want to export. All the data, or for example, just the last 30 days, 90 days, or custom like a specific date. What are the things you want to export? The projects you're working on, the users and conversations, for example, from the last 30 days. All right. And we also have the shared chats. These are the conversations where, for example, let's say you've had a conversation with Claude and you want to share it with a friend, a colleague, or someone else. If you come here, you'll see any conversations you've shared, and from here you can cancel or stop sharing them and so on. Let's see what else we have when we click on our picture below. We have the language option. The language is basically which language we want Claude to communicate with us in, or the interface language for Claude. As you can see, these are the only languages currently available. We have Get Help. Get Help is of course very useful. When you click on it, you're actually talking directly with the Claude team. You can, for example, ask them about the status we mentioned earlier. If you have an issue with this particular module, or if there's something you're trying out that's not working for you, or for example, you want to ask them about their plans, or for instance, about the connector. For example, I have this connector, and for instance, we have the MCP for the server. So how do I connect it? It's not available on your end. So you can ask them about anything related to Claude. You're talking directly with them so you can figure out how to solve your issue, how to troubleshoot it. These messages are if you already have previous conversations with them. If there are messages between you and them, conversations about support or so on, these kinds of things. Here in the help section, of course, you'll find these things, and it also explains the articles they have available, the articles published by people about Claude Desktop, about the connectors, Claude and Chrome. So all these things are useful in case you find something difficult here regarding Claude. You can just directly click and talk to them. When you click on upgrade plan, which is the plans, we're not going to talk about that again. If you want to upgrade your plan, what else do we have here? We also have, if you want to get apps and extensions, you can also download them from here. We have learn more about Anthropic. There you have the tutorials, the videos or articles that they provide, the Claude courses as well, which they might release for people to learn, and so on. You can click on them and go check them out. The usage policy is the policy that tells you it's the usage policy for Claude. They could have given you, now we'll see once we log into the pro account, I'll show you on the pro account how this screen looks. Yeah, it shows you how much you have left, for example, per specific model, or for example, your usage for all their models, how much you have left of them when they do a refresh so you can use it again. For example, let's say you've reached the maximum limit. Unfortunately, that is all for now. You have used up your current usage balance with Claude up to this point. You might be wondering when your limit will reset so that you can begin to use Claude once again. We also have their privacy policy. What are your privacy choices? What do you choose? What are the things you've selected regarding the privacy policy? You can edit and view them. We have keyboard shortcuts for people who like using keyboard shortcuts. You can, for example, press command here on the keyboard, or for example, incognito chat. We'll also talk about incognito chat in a bit to activate them. You know what I mean? From the keyboard. All of these shortcuts